More than 1,400 African nationals from dozens of countries have joined Russian forces in their war against Ukraine, Kyiv's foreign minister said on Friday. Andrei Sabiha said Moscow is enticing Africans to sign contracts that he described as equivalent to a death sentence. Most of the recruits, he said, are immediately sent to what he called meat assaults, where they're quickly killed. Ukrainian officials say Russia is trying to bolster its army by recruiting foreign fighters and urged African governments to warn their citizens of.
Hello, my people. As you can see in that short clip, that more than 1,400 African youths, young men, are serving in Russia army, fighting in Ukraine. You know what I mean? And this is too bad. You know what I mean? Because when you sign for this kind of when you volunteer for this kind of stuff, you know that it's like you have signed your will by doing this. War is not something that people should not think twice before participating in it, because like your life is at stake. But our people do this, you know what I mean? Because you know because of lots of reasons with our youth in Africa. Some or most is because the country where they're coming from, things are not, things are bad there. There's no job opportunity for them. There's no, eventually, virtually, there's no life for the youth, you know what I mean? And but some are still going because they want to make money, quick money, you know what I mean? Because I believe in my last video about this situation that Russia is paying them, I think, $4,000 per month. That's a big money for some people in some part of African country. A month you get this money, but this money is like a death sentence. They give it's like a death card they're giving you every month. They renew it. You know what I mean? Because you can join your ancestors at any time fighting for these people. That's why you know that some of us Africans can still today, volunteer to be a slave. You know what I mean? And we see what Russia does. If this some of these our brothers, if some of them dies in this war, the Russian will sometimes they will lie, and they say they are looking for they are still looking for this person. It's missing in the war, but they know very well that this individual is normal. And this force, and they don't give the family like what is our people that might end up dying in that war. They don't give them rest, because if there's some part of their heart might be telling them this our relatives or our child are still alive, but they don't know that he is no more. He's gone. That's what the Russians do. They can't even give them a proper burial and respect them. Even as a non-soldier, you know what I mean? They don't do that. And that's why going to Russia to fight, anyone with his right mind, any African should not do that. This war in Ukraine is not an African war. But because Russians, they have money, they can use their money, their wealth, to buy our people. Because if our people really want to fight, it's not because of money they are fighting for the Russians. There's wars in Africa. Like if you go to Sudan, there's war there, but you cannot see an African person go and volunteer there, because they think, like they know that they believe that if they serve there, they may not last for 2 weeks. They're gone. But they believe that because Russia maybe have some of technology, and weapon, modern weapon, that this kind of war is not so dangerous than the one we have in Africa. But they are dangerous because people are dying every day in Ukraine. So any African youth participating in this kind of stuff, thinking that it's money, Money is not everything, and life is more important than money. Let's even assume that you didn't die in that war, and maybe you are lucky you got injured, like maybe one of your legs got cut off. That's it for you. The Russians are not going to help you again. They will not even pay you pension. I'm very 100% sure that they're not going to take care of you. What they're going to do is, if at all they will do it, just to pay you off, and that's it. And you can go and stay, you go back to Africa and stay. You know what I mean? So, African, you should not go and fight in Russia. Even why do you even want to go and fight in Russia? If your country is so bad, why can't you fight in your country and make it right? If you're gonna die for somebody or some cause, you die for the cause of fighting for things to work well in your country. I think this is the number one to die than to go and die in no man's land. People that will forget you. And let me tell you something. If Russia and Ukraine settle their stuff, their differences now, I'm telling you, they become like 5 and 6. And they can even, if fight broke up between the EU and the Ukraine, and the Russian person is there, he's gonna fight you. He's gonna join the Ukraine to beat you up. You know what I mean? That's how it is. So instead of you to fight for somebody's freedom or whatever it is, fight for your own freedom. You know what I mean? In your own country. Fight these people in the government. They are human beings like you. You know what I mean? Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our video. Peace.